Most of my classes have been very interactive. A lot of the time we have clicker questions, there's questions to be solved with classmates or things that have been presented on the board. So it's pretty lecture-based, but at the same time there's a lot of class interaction, opportunities to actually learn the material rather than just write it down and hope to learn it later. I'd say Dr. Hornback, just because I learned so much material in his class, and I think that he really made it interesting, and he made it a subject where you don't always feel frustrated. You feel like you want to just keep working until you really understand it. And he was a brilliant person. I really respected him for that. He was always available for help, both during class, after class, during office hours, through email, and also when I actually did sit down to talk to him when I was getting help, he was a really incredibly nice person. And I think that's a rare thing to find in really brilliant people because they're so intimidating, but he actually has a huge personality and very sincere. I think that they've given me an outlet to just kind of release stress and to do something so different from studying science all the time. They weren't doing problems, they weren't reading textbooks. I took a class on jazz history, and that one I got to listen to music and identify songs by the way they sounded, identify composers. I took a Craig's class where I got to sing twice a week and just learn different pieces, and that was something that you obviously don't get to do in science classes. My classes outside my major really sparked me to choose my minor. I took a social sciences class in psychology, and it was really interesting, and so that really just fueled me choosing psychology as a minor. And I think aside from that, my classes that I took abroad were outside of my major, and I really concentrated them to one quarter. That way I was able to study abroad. And so I took a culture class, the culture of Spain, Spanish art history, Spanish language, political economy of the European Union. And those classes just gave me a chance to see a little bit of what is outside the realm of science, just on more of an international approach and other culturals. And I think that that was really important for me. And aside with being in Spain, I was able to learn the language, which I think is something that's very important for people in the southwestern United States, as well as people hoping to go into medicine, because so much of the population nowadays is Spanish speaking. So I think that that was really a good complement to my studies in science. Most of my professors I've had a closer relationship with outside of the classroom, as in that I would go get help from them. I always attended office hours. That was just a way for me to get more involved in the subject and to make sure that I understood the material well and to kind of show that I was really trying and distinguish myself as a student. So I've always known my professors pretty well, and they've known me by name. And I think that that's also something that comes with having a small class size. That's one of the things that really drew me to DU, was that I can have classes with only 30 people in them, and the professor knows all of their students, and they're just really available to each and every one of them because they have the time to be. And as far as with my advisors, I have Dr. Doris, who's been an incredible resource for me, and he's very knowledgeable about the classes I need to take. He will go through my progress report of the classes I've already taken and help me pick classes, and just kind of, he keeps me on track of where I need to be in relation to where I want to go. Well, it's a little bit different studying to go into medicine because internships are not so available for us. So I think that the biggest opportunity I've had through a professor is that I work in a research lab with one of the professors here, Dr. Anna Scher, and she basically does biology, conservation biology, ecology, botany, ethnobotany, and so with that I have my own project going right now. And so I'm able to get some research experience and hopefully run my own experiments, and I hope to write an honors thesis and have that done by next year. With that, that's going to be really helpful in the future and kind of serves as an internship because it shows that I have some research experience. Aside from that, I've had a lot of volunteer opportunities that I've gotten through clubs at DU. There's a pre-medical club that I'm actually the president of now, but the past president referred me to a lot of volunteer opportunities, including Camp Wapi Yapi. I volunteer at National Jewish, and we have a database of contacts through that club of different resources to get volunteer opportunities, and I think that that has been really important for me. Wow. I hope to go to medical school, and so I think that all of the classes that I've taken in undergrad, for the most part, are directly applicable to going to medical school. I mean, you need all of those science classes, they're requirements, and I think that I've been well prepared to go to medical school, and I think that I have been well prepared to take the MCAT, so I'm hoping that it'll be an easy transition. That I have the tools to choose an alternate career because I have had the option to explore other courses and other interests of mine. So I think that it's made me a well-rounded student enough that I have options for careers, that there's not just one set career path that I have to take. Well, I actually transferred here in my freshman year. I started out at University of Southern California, and it was really big for me. The class sizes were huge with 350 kids. There was no professor interaction with the students. The campus was really big. There wasn't enough housing for everybody. I lived in an apartment that was in the middle of central LA, and there was so much crime. The location was awful, and so I just wanted something that was completely different. And DU is different from that. There are small class sizes. It's a smaller campus. It's very well maintained. There are a lot of resources. It's more of a community feel, and I've really enjoyed that, and that's kept me here, is that there's not only a close-knit community within DU, but also the surrounding area. I mean, if you want to go off campus, Cherry Creek is 5 minutes away. You want to go to Boulder, that's half an hour away. It's just, there's so many things to do in this area, both on campus and off. I think that in choosing schools, it's important to think about what a student wants to get from the college experience, because it's going to be different for every person. And I think that whether you want to go to a school that's more of community-based, or you want to go to a school that's full of school spirit and sports, and just there are different strengths for every school, and I think that that's an important thing to keep in mind.